Real-life experience, physically manifest experience, it's very much possible.
Maximum impact and benefit will happen at this time.
Crafting your own destiny. The most fundamental thing is…
There are a few things which have manifested in some people's lives. They're very strange and if it goes out of control, you'll go nuts. As far as I am concerned, she's a living entity for me, and she is like that for many people. So what should I do? Don't have to do anything. If there is not much of you, you will feel the presence of what is not you. If there is too much of you, you won't feel anything, anywhere. Not just here, anywhere. There are a few things which have manifested in some people's lives with Bhairavi, which are very strange and probably they wouldn't want to talk about it, but things have happened. But the problem with most people is, they're already imagining something. Don't imagine anything. Imagination is not good for experience. If you think imagination is a substitute for your experience, it's a stupid way to live. You're imagining something. Imagination will feel pleasant for some time. If it goes out of control, you'll go nuts. Experience is different. Experience transforms life. Imagination, you can go to heaven in 2 minutes and come back and you're in the same place. Little depressed because you're back. Not that kind. Real-life experience, physically manifest experience, it's very much possible. So devotion, not because you're singing for her, you're loving her, she'll appear. She's always there. It is just that with the devotion, you're trying to wear yourself down. Who you are is becoming less and less as your devotion overflows. She doesn't care whether you're devoted or not. So the question is not your devotion. Your devotion has nothing to do with her. Your devotion has something to do with you. If you're devout, there's not much of you left. If you're absolutely in devotion, nothing of you will be left. If nothing of you is left, she will be strong, as real as the morning sunlight. Only thing is for you to feel it, this must be empty. How empty you are, that strongly you feel it. So your devotion is not about Devi, your devotion is about dissolving yourself.
As per the lunar calendar of India and also some parts of India using the lunisolar calendar, which is a complex mix of lunar and solar cycles, we must understand the significance of this Indian or Hindu calendar is that it is not just a number game of counting time, but it is about the human experience. It is taking subjective dimension of the human being as to what is happening, and that is how it is in this time where from this 13th, 14th of April, next 21 days, the sun's energy will be having a maximum positive impact on the northern hemisphere, and that is the reason why the new year is here, because sun or the solar energy being the basic form of energy, maximum impact and benefit will happen at this time. This is also at the time of Uttarayana, so it is a time of resurgence, time of blossoming. In tropical countries, this is also time maximum flowers are there in the trees and plants. Essentially, this is about following either lunar calendar and adjusting to the solar calendar or following a more complex lunisolar calendar, and I would say that is far more accurate and it takes more aspects of our life into consideration because both the lunar cycles and the solar cycles are taken into consideration.
In this context, a yogi following the sun's cycles is a very important part of yoga, because unless you have a bursting sense of energy within you, you will not plan a long journey. You will not chart the course of your destiny. It's all right, somehow if you survive. For most people, if they don't get into trouble, they think life is good enough. To craft your own destiny. Crafting your own destiny, though there are various aspects to it, the most fundamental thing is energy. There is substantial energy in the system. To take up anything in the world, also external work, first and foremost thing is you woke up like a burst of energy, otherwise you don't want to take up anything. And as your energies recede, you will become terribly self-centered. For a yogi, this is very important. The first rays of sun should fall on me. Not on a blade of grass, not on a worm, not on an insect, it has to fall on me. This is very important for a yogi because he understands the value of knowing that we are essentially solar-powered. How well we integrate this energy will determine how energetically we live. How much energy we have to spare will decide how magnanimous we are with our life. Because if you have no energy to spare, you can only think of this one life. Keeping this going itself is a great struggle for a whole lot of people. So, being solar-powered, we want to absorb, organize and store as much energy as possible. Those of you who are doing sadhana, if you happen to be doing every day, slowly you're noticing the volume of food that you need to eat is coming down. That means you're going for charging less. Less charging means less stuff to process, less sleeping means more life to live, many things. Basically, your downtime is going down, maintenance time is going down. This is very important because only if you are charged to a certain level, all the other things will happen.
Having said all this, once again, it's my wish and my blessing, you must have a great year, stepping into the year of wisdom. Let us earn some wisdom so that we can handle these challenging times.
There are numerous days throughout the year celebrated as New Year's Day in the different regions of India. The observance is determined by whether the lunar, solar or lunisolar calendar is being followed. Solar calendars are those that mark 1 year by the time taken for the earth to orbit the sun once, whereas lunar calendars are those which mark their months on the cycle of the moon's phases. Across Bharat, people have used both calendars to understand time and accordingly celebrate different occasions or festivals. The lunar Hindu New Year is very significant not just culturally but scientifically too, because it takes into account the relationship between our planet, the sun and the moon, and its impact on the human system. It marks the renewed cycle of life. Sadhguru often says that to propel life with new energy and vitality, it comes easy in an offering mode. This period post-spring equinox is ideal to align with Devi and her grace. And so, Chaitra, which is the first month of many of the Hindu calendars and the new year for many Hindu communities, begin with the 9-day spring festival of Chaitra Navratri. As the first day after the new moon coincides with the Chaitra Navratri, the worship of Ma Durga or Devi Bhairavi and Lord Ram marks the new year. So, this new year begins with the 9 days of turning inward, prayer, meditation and chanting, recognizing the divinity in the whole creation and elevating the aspect. Additionally, Chaitra Navratri is also known as Rama Navratri, as the 9th day of the Navratri festival is celebrated as the birthday of Lord Rama, that is Ram Navami. So following Navratri as a part of the celebration at Linga Bhairavi, devotees can make various ritual offering to appeal Devi's grace. Simple yet powerful spiritual process of offering to Devi can be done by anyone willing to receive Devi's grace. Bhairavi, who is an absolute woman of ultimate proportions and represent the nurturing and creative aspects of the universe, she is depicted as the dark one because she resides in emptiness, where even light does not exist. From this emptiness, she brings to life all creation. If you give yourself to Devi during these 21 days, you will not have only purified yourself, but also the spaces around you. The nation and the world will immensely benefit from this. And the devotion is not a 21 days board, you must continue to overflow with it on the daily basis. It is not something that you do or you do not do. It is something that you live. It is like your breath. It is the grace of Bhairavi. If her footprint is established in your heart, you will have no worry about victory or failure, prosperity or poverty, and the death or the life of the matter. For one who manages to land in the lap of the divine, all these things are just trivial. They are of no consequence. So at last, whatever you do in your life, you can only do it with what you have. You cannot do something with what you do not have. So whatever you have, use that. It is not about whether Devi is getting something or not. She really does not need anything from you. But the important thing is that you learn to direct all your energies, everything that you are and you have in one direction. If you do not put everything that you have in one direction, you will not go anywhere. This is the best way to offer. So, if you want to make an offering to Devi, just click on the link in the description and check out the details for Devi Arpanam. Lastly, in India, different regions has a unique way of celebrating the Hindu lunar year. Although the celebration is known by different names in different regions of India, essentially it marks the beginning of the new agricultural season, the basis of life in these cultures. And now, winding up the video, hope you found it meaningful, and if yes, do not forget to give it a like, share and subscribe, and also check the link in the description for more details to make an offering to Devi. And also thank you so much for supporting me. As I requested you all in my earlier videos about one of my family member that has undergone the brain surgery, I would like to inform you that a patient is recovering very well with Devi's grace, but still we need funds to meet the hospital charges. So if you haven't contributed and if you wish to, it's a request that you contribute as per your convenience. And yes, thank you so much. Up to next, stay safe, healthy, happy, and namaskaram.